Hello and welcome to my channel Beyond Earth, your portal to the cosmos. We have all grown up believing that the sun is yellow, from movies learned that the asteroid belt is hazardous, and from science fiction that the moon has a dark side. However, as we grow up, we learn that these are all myths, and that the reality is different. In this video, we are going to bust such myths, and in the process, learn a bit more about our beautiful and mysterious universe. Contrary to popular belief, black holes are not vacuum cleaners of space. Black holes behave almost exactly like any other massive object in the universe. In fact, if the sun were swapped with a black hole of the same mass today, Earth would continue to orbit as normal, albeit in darkness. However, at the event horizon of a black hole, even something traveling at the speed of light would not be fast enough to escape, and the only option would be to continue inward. So, as long as you are away from the event horizon, black holes won't even bother with you. Most people know that the Earth's orbit around the sun is elliptical, and hence, many assume that the seasons are caused by the distance to the sun. Earth's orbit isn't as elliptical as people imagine, and over the course of a year, the distance variance is only 3%. What's more, during winter in the northern hemisphere, we are actually closer to the sun than we are in the summer. The real reason for the seasons is the axial tilt of the Earth. The hemisphere which tilts towards the sun receives more sunlight and hence experiences summer, and when it tilts away, it experiences winter. This one is a bit tricky. The sun seems to be burning. However, fire needs three things to survive: fuel, heat, and oxygen. The sun has fuel as it is composed mainly of hydrogen and helium gas. The sun also generates an enormous amount of heat energy, and its surface is about 5,500 degrees Celsius. However, there is no oxygen in space, so the fire triangle is incomplete for the sun. In reality, the sun isn't actually a ball of fire, and instead, the heat and light that it produces are the results of thermonuclear fusion. This myth has been fueled by science fiction. There is no doubt that there is a lot of rock in the area of our solar system known as the asteroid belt. Sitting between Mars and Jupiter, this band of fragments contains over 3,000 minor planets and more than 750,000 separate asteroids measuring more than 3,280 feet across. However, the belt spans an area of space approximately 225 million kilometers across. On average, there is a distance of around 970,000 kilometers between the asteroids, which is more than twice the distance from the Earth to the Moon. Compared to movies, the asteroid belt is actually relatively empty. I don't blame you for believing in this myth. The sun do appear yellow and sometimes orange. The actual color of the sun is white, but as the sunlight travels through Earth's atmosphere, it changes. During the day, blue light scatters high in the atmosphere, giving the sky its blue color and making the sun appear yellow. In the morning and evening, the light that hits the ground has farther to travel, and this effect becomes more extreme. Most of the shorter blue wavelengths scatter before they hit the ground, giving the sunrise and sunset its characteristic red-orange hue. While it's true that the moon has a side we never see from Earth, it's not actually dark, as in not receiving sunlight. Both sides of the moon experience day and night cycles, just like Earth. We only see the same side of the moon because of its slow rotation due to tidal locking. Early observations and limited technology fueled the misconception of a permanently dark side. The far side of the moon remains fascinating, as it was not fully mapped until the LUNAR 3 spacecraft captured images in 1959. The Earth's shadow is much larger than the moon, so if it were the cause of the phases, the moon would be completely eclipsed every time it entered the shadow. As the moon orbits the Earth, the angle at which we see the sunlit portion changes. Sometimes, we see the entire sunlit side, resulting in a full moon. Other times, we see only a sliver, creating a crescent moon. When the moon is directly between the Earth and the sun, we see none of the sunlit side, leading to a new moon. Since gravity is an attractive force between two objects with mass, and light is transmitted by photon, which is massless, It is easy to see why this myth exists. As per Einstein, the gravity is a result of space-time being warped. Imagine a bowling ball placed on a trampoline. The ball creates a dip in the fabric, and anything rolling around it will naturally curve its path to follow the slope. The massive objects in the universe create a bigger slope, which even light cannot escape from being affected. This causes a phenomenon called gravitational lensing. Mercury is closer to the Sun, and hence, it must be the hottest planet in our solar system. However, that is not the case. While during daytime temperatures can soar to a scorching 427 degrees Celsius, it plummets to 179 degrees Celsius at night due to its lack of an insulating atmosphere, whereas Venus, due to its thick atmosphere, mainly consisting of carbon dioxide, has an average temperature of 471 degrees Celsius. This makes Venus the hottest planet in our solar system. While Saturn has the most photogenic ring system, there are other planets in our solar system that too has rings. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune all boast their own set of rings, although nobody could be certain they existed until the Voyager flybys in the 1970s and 1980s. In 300 million years, Saturn will lose its rings due to a phenomenon called ring rain. I have talked about this in another video where I discuss astronomical events that we will miss. I will leave a link in the description. A famous nursery rhyme is responsible for this myth, but although stars appear to twinkle in the sky, the flickering is just an illusion. As light travels toward Earth, it passes through the gas molecules that make up our atmosphere. These are not static, and they swirl as turbulence stirs the atmosphere. This deflects some of the light, making it look like the light is shifting and twinkling. The more atmosphere the light has to pass through, the more likely these shifts are to occur, making stars near the horizon appear to twinkle more. The idea that comet tails indicate which way they're heading is a common misconception. In reality, comet tails always point away from the sun, regardless of where the comet is actually going in its orbit. Comet tail is made up of two main components: dust and gas. As a comet approaches the sun's heat and radiation vaporize ice and dust from the comet's nucleus. Due to solar radiation pressure and solar winds, the dust and gas tails point away from the sun. While it's true that interstellar space is much less dense than any vacuum humans can currently create, it's not completely empty. There is so much hydrogen in the universe that a few atoms can still be found in every cubic meter of space. For all intents and purposes, it is a vacuum, especially compared to the atom-rich atmosphere of Earth. But it's not perfect, and nowhere in space can be guaranteed to be a true vacuum in the strictest sense. This misconception is due to us seeing astronauts floating freely in the International Space Station. However, craft like the International Space Station is constantly under the influence of Earth's gravity. That's what keeps them in orbit. The weightlessness that the astronauts experience is because they are falling gradually toward Earth. Gravity compels the ISS toward the ground, but the station is moving so quickly that it shoots over the horizon, falling around the curvature of the planet instead of coming back down to Earth. Essentially, the astronauts inside are in a constant free fall. Human exploding in the vacuum of space without a spacesuit is a popular trope in sci-fi movies, but thankfully, it's a big fat myth. While venturing into the harsh environment of space without proper protection wouldn't be a pleasant experience, it wouldn't result in an explosive decompression like a Hollywood flick might portray. You will die due to lack of oxygen, sunburn, extreme cold, but there will be no explosion. Always wear a spacesuit when going into outer space. There you have it, 15 myths busted. Let me know in the comments which other myths you want to debunk. If you have enjoyed this content, check out other videos on my channel. Like and share this video with your friends. Consider subscribing as it motivates us to create more such videos in the future.